Hey everyone, and welcome to Last Week Tonight. Tonight we're talking about something really interesting, something with more twists and turns than a pretzel. Get ready, because France just made a big move that left the US surprised. France decided to walk away from a huge $13 billion deal, and everyone's wondering what just happened. This decision wasn't made lightly. It involved high-level discussions, intense negotiations, and a lot of back and forth between officials. The French government weighed the pros and cons and ultimately decided that this was the best course of action for their country. The US, on the other hand, was caught off guard. This deal was supposed to strengthen ties between the two nations and boost their economies. But now, with France pulling out, there are a lot of questions about the future of their relationship. Analysts are scrambling to understand the implications. Some believe this move could lead to economic instability, while others think it might open up new opportunities for both countries. The stock markets have already started to react, with fluctuations indicating uncertainty. On the ground in France, the public is divided. Some citizens are protesting the decision, worried about the potential economic fallout. Others are debating the move in cafes and on social media, with opinions ranging from supportive to highly critical. One of the key reasons behind France's decision is their focus on sustainable development. The country is investing heavily in renewable energy projects and futuristic technology, aiming to become a leader in the green economy. This deal, they felt, didn't align with their long-term goals. Moving forward, France is looking to forge new international trade agreements that better reflect their priorities. Diplomats are already in talks with other nations, and there's a global summit planned to discuss the future of international trade in light of this development. So, what does this mean for the rest of the world? Well, it's a clear signal that France is willing to take bold steps to protect its interests and pursue its vision for the future. It's a fascinating situation, and we'll be keeping a close eye on how it unfolds. Thanks for tuning in to Last Week Tonight. Stay with us as we continue to bring you the latest updates and in-depth analysis on this and other important stories. Good night. Before we get into the details, let's go back a bit. What was this $13 billion deal? It was about building a new fighter jet together for both countries' air forces. It was a huge deal, the kind that takes years of talking, presentations, and probably lots of coffee. So, why did France stop this deal? It wasn't just about the money. It was more complicated. There were disagreements about sharing technology, who owned what ideas, and if the deal was good for France. France felt like the deal wasn't fair, and they weren't afraid to leave. France's decision surprised everyone in Washington. The US wasn't expecting this. Afterwards, there was a lot of talking between the two countries. Things were tense, and some people thought this could make the US and France less friendly. So, what's next? Will the United States do something back? The Biden administration hasn't said much, but they probably won't just do nothing. Some people think the US might add taxes on French things, or try to make other countries not be friends with France. We don't know for sure, but this isn't over. This isn't the first time a big deal has fallen apart, and it won't be the last. Remember when that big trade deal, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, didn't happen? Sometimes history repeats itself, especially when lots of money and big personalities are involved. This isn't just about money. It's about the intricate web of relationships and emotions that tie nations together. When financial decisions are made, they don't just affect the stock markets or the value of currencies. They ripple through the very fabric of society, influencing how people feel about their own country and others. It's about national pride, countries wanting to be independent, and the desire to stand tall on the global stage. For many, these financial moves are a statement of sovereignty and self-reliance. They reflect a nation's ambition to carve out its own path, free from external influences. And how the US and Europe get along is crucial. These two powerhouses have a long history of both cooperation and competition. Their relationship is a delicate balance, influenced by politics, economics, and cultural ties. When one makes a significant move, the other feels the impact, and the world watches closely. In France, some people liked the move, seeing it as a bold step towards greater autonomy and strength. They felt a sense of pride, believing that their country was taking control of its destiny. However, others were worried, fearing the potential economic repercussions and the uncertainty that comes with change. Some thought it was good for France, envisioning a future where their nation could thrive independently. They saw opportunities for growth, innovation, and a stronger national identity. They believed that this move could lead to a more prosperous and self-sufficient France. And others worried about the economy. They were concerned about the potential fallout, the risks to businesses, and the impact on everyday life. They questioned whether the benefits would outweigh the costs and whether France was ready for such a significant shift. In the US, some people felt like France wasn't being a good friend. They saw the move as a sign of distancing, a step away from the close ties that had been nurtured over decades. This sentiment was particularly strong among those who valued the historical alliance and the shared values between the two nations, and they felt a little betrayed. The sense of camaraderie and mutual support seemed to be under threat, leading to feelings of disappointment and concern. This reaction highlighted the deep emotional connections that exist between countries, connections that go beyond mere politics and economics. These social and cultural ripples extend to everyday interactions and relationships. From students in exchange programs to business partnerships and cultural collaborations, the decisions made at the top levels of government and finance trickle down to affect individuals and communities. The way people perceive each other, the trust they place in international relationships, and the shared experiences that bind them are all influenced by these broader dynamics. Ultimately, the story of financial decisions is also a story of human connections. It's about how we navigate our shared world, how we respond to changes, and how we strive to understand and support each other across borders. The social and cultural ripples remind us that behind every economic move, there are real people with hopes, fears, and dreams, all interconnected in the global tapestry. Other countries are watching this fight between the US and France. Countries like China and Russia probably see this as a chance to cause trouble. The European Union wants the US and France to talk and work things out. So, what does all of this mean? The recent developments have left many people wondering about the future of international relations, especially between the United States and France. This decision by France to walk away from the deal is not just a simple political maneuver. It signifies a deeper shift in the geopolitical landscape. For decades, the US and France have been close allies, working together on numerous global issues. However, this move indicates that France is now more willing to assert its independence and make decisions that align more closely with its national interests, even if it means causing friction with long-standing allies. France walking away from this deal is a big moment for the US and France. It marks a turning point in their relationship, one that could have far-reaching implications. The handshake between French and American officials, once a symbol of unwavering partnership, now seems more uncertain. The flags of both nations, waving side by side, represent a history of cooperation, but also a future that is now more unpredictable. This decision by France could lead to a re-evaluation of alliances and strategies on both sides of the Atlantic. It shows that things are changing and France wants to make its own decisions, even if it upsets people. The French government, standing firm in its resolve, is sending a clear message to the world. France is ready to chart its own course. The official at the podium, speaking with conviction, embodies this new direction. The cityscape, with its historic government buildings, serves as a backdrop to a nation that is both proud of its past and determined to shape its future. This move by France is not just about one deal, it's about redefining its role on the global stage. We don't know what will happen next, but everyone is watching, and this is a really important situation. News anchors are dissecting every detail, trying to make sense of the implications. People are glued to their screens, aware that they are witnessing a pivotal moment in history. Large crowds gather in public squares, eyes fixed on the big screens, sharing a collective sense of anticipation and uncertainty. The world is watching, and the decisions made in the coming days and weeks will shape the future of international relations. This is a critical juncture, and the outcome is far from certain.